And let the poor who are supposed to be getting additional grants as we have voted. This is the number. It's called the master account. And let the people who are doing COVID, and you see the COVID letters that we sent to this presidential fund that is led by Gloria Sorobe. What do you call it? That's it. We wrote and offered them money. Take it from this account and give it to these people. Take this money and increase the grants of COVID, which are short, Mr. President, from 350, give them 2,700 from this money. From this account, not some place. Nobody will borrow you money. That's why nobody will give Tito money. And Tito said there's no money in South Africa. We're even looking for money for COVID. And then we heard that that money, which left South Africa, is coming back in the form of investments. Wherever they gave it to, because it went into some pocket, now it's coming back. The investors are ready to come to South Africa. I sent very urgent tweets. There was no time to write letters, directly to the president. Put them out there, Chief. What I said to the president. What did I say? Tweets. My daughter was helping me. WhatsApp to the president. And I said, red alert. This, I sent this to the president and here to a close person who works with the president. I'm trying to pass on to the president immediately. I said, this is a follow-up to our phone call of earlier this morning. Urgently, I led the president thus, hashtag, the WSB, these funds, the assets, which left South Africa illegally, have all been traced and are being tracked. Number two, various countries where the funds went, the banks, amounts, account numbers, and names of involved persons in South Africa and accomplices abroad are very well known. This is a South African, a fellow South African reporting to our president. The Treasury, South African Reserve Bank, and SARS ought to be alerted as the laundering of some of these funds back to South Africa is underway, dressed as investor finance for the awaited Presidential Economic Recovery Strategic Fund in Italy. Another hashtag. Thus far, these illicit funds are from Canada, so they'll be coming from Canada, from Germany, from Switzerland, and others are stored in places like Dubai. You don't make these assertions unless you have knowledge. And somebody says, proof. We do have the proof. Again, so far, some of the of banks in the name of financial institutions, when you scam a person, and you are a minister, or you are a president, you are a premier, you report to the police. You don't just say, told you were scammed. Did you call the police? Or is this just a gimmick on your part? If an official of government knows about scamming of anybody, Jojo, what is this account number you're talking? Go to hospital or something. It takes seconds. Silence. Governor, I don't know. Nothing from the president. I'm just talking against the wind and trying to help. The owner has got very powerful connections across the world, more than we have here, to observe the money, and they see what is happening with transactions inside South Africa, and we get fed information. That's the information I fed to the president to say, this is what has been seen. Let me tell you something what has happened. I said money moves from that account into commercial banks. When it's in commercial banks, now you can steal it. From the Tito in his tweet said, how? He asked, how can money be stolen from the Reserve Bank? You can say that to people who don't know. Spaza shops in South somebody who's lying in a dish, or somebody whose house is just burnt in Kailicha, or a woman who is a soul mother who has never read it. You can say this. How can this? You cannot ask such a question. How can it be stolen? It's moved illegally into the commercial banks, and that's where you go for it. And it moved from the commercial banks abroad. It left South Africa. It's still there. There's a lot of it in commercial banks. They stopped moving it these days because we know and we watch. They realize that Topia and his team, they know what's happening. But money has moved from South Africa into various jurisdictions across the world from this one. But still, when it gets to other banks in the world, remember, it doesn't move from here to a private. But something strange started happening. We were called by friends, presidents, ministers, governors of the banks on the continent. They are also shaking. Hey, come and talk your donation. But people from your country are saying you are running about with a scam. Who? Ish. You see, now it needs courage. But
the annual general meeting. Yeah. And you will also find, if you go back in the press, that the governor of Reserve Bank has threatened to throw me out of my own meeting if I persist with the questions that was presented to them months in advance on this issue. So it is in the public domain. It was published. So what I confirm is that the money exists, there is a criminal case open, and we are not at liberty to divulge, although I've named the suspects in my submission. I did name them.
Your name again?
Fani Fonse.
Thank you. Do you have proof of how much is in that account?
It's in the Reserve Bank statements, in the World Bank statements.
Look, what I can tell to you, it is significant.
12 zeros, sir.
Quadrillions.
No, it's a lot more. It is even more than 15 zeros.